Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part of the build progress or build diary video. This is for the Sanctuary Tek Base, which I built just after Extinction came out. You can see it here on screen at the moment. I will put a link here to the showcase video in case you want to check that out first. This is more of a build diary where I talk about what I do and how I built certain things, mixed in with some speed building parts as well. When we left off, we had just finished, almost finished at least, this bottom section here. And we can see here that progress has been made since last time. I've completed designing this section here where you go down. And I went with a double layered wall here with some glass and metal. Also with some tech mixed in as well. So this transitions nicely down to the parts below from above. So both sides are similar, where you have this metal pattern together with glass. And then you have a transition down to below. So now you can walk all the way from the top to the bottom if you want to. This section here, which is the center of the actual build, is kind of balanced now. I think it looks nice. This is off to the side, but this is the center of where the actual staircase goes down. So that material differs a bit, the pattern. That's fine. I think it adds to the interest of this part. It goes all the way down from up there. This pathway down is also centered now. I might make this into some kind of storage room along with this balcony over here. We'll see. I might keep it open as well. And this part as well, we'll see whether or not I use this to store some kind of dino or some other stuff. And this is the pathway up, of course. And here you need to walk on the outside to get down, so it's kind of scary, but it looks cool at least. And up here I've started on the actual ceiling, where I go for a diagonal pattern, mixing sloped ceilings in this pattern right here. It's a total waste of materials, but I think it looks cool and it fits well together with the other parts of Sanctuary. You see here that I'm going diagonally as well. And it's a mix of glass and stuff. So this part will probably be a bit lower, and I'm aiming for this section over here to be a bit higher. We'll see if that becomes that way in the end. This part here I will probably not build anything on. It's more for dino storage. Because some of the new dinos are pretty big, like the mech for instance. We'll see if the circular thing goes all the way up or not. It might disrupt this pattern up here, so I might not do it, but right now I think I will. But these slopes fit really nicely together with this angular design of Sanctuary. If you look up here, you can see, I mean, it's not the exact same angle, but it looks pretty nice together. It looks as if it's supposed to be here. Looks good from afar. Okay, we're back. Trying to work out some kind of nice transition from this curved outdoor section. Using sloped roofs at the moment here. I would never be able to do this on official settings. Noclip is kind of necessary here. It looks good and I can do it on this, so why not? This is how it looks from the inside. Turned out kind of cool, I think. I would love for these pillars not to be here, but I don't think I have any options of getting around it. This section is not connected at all to the rest of the build, so it doesn't affect anything below. I'm trying to somehow to get this part to get connected to this main area here without having it look too awkward. See if I can tie it up in a nice way. So, we have even more dinos now. They're pretty big, these new mechs. I'm just doing this to make sure that they work with all the sizes. I was planning to keep this whole section for dinos. And it's a good thing because these mechs are so big. It's really hard to build something that actually fits them. I made sure to have a way down as well here, using this Tek teleporter here, which I built into this little section of the base. I made a circle here, a 16 wide circle. And I very carefully placed the Tek teleporter on it so that it actually fits it. So I can build from the section that is below it, thanks to Noclip. The mechs actually fit in here. And it goes down here to below, where I have a similar type of setup. A little bit different design, but it's the same principle basically, with a circle with a Tek teleporter on it. I guess you can use cryo pods these days, but if you're gonna transfer a lot of dinos, you're gonna get cryo sickness, so it's not really viable. I've done some work up here on the ceiling, added some more details. I've extended it and I used catwalk and this little extra roof tiles up there. This section of the base is starting to look almost complete. Except for the interior, of course. I haven't done anything on that yet. There will be a pathway here from the dino area to get to the other side, but also as an entrance to the base, which I haven't decided exactly how it should look yet. We'll see if I get the ceiling to connect to the main pillar back there. And then we have this area here. The base will not get any larger than that. The frame rates are already actually a bit of an issue at the moment. We'll see how it goes. So, since last time I built some more on this section here. Nothing really advanced on this side. I tried to make sure that this tech teleporter was kind of cradled, so I wanted it to fuse together but still be separate, so I made some slopes inwards and then outwards again. I'm gonna do the same for this wall here on this other side as well. Have it symmetrical. I think it looks good. It feels separate but not too separate. I've done some minor tweaks, some more details. I might do some more here on this wall, add a window or something like that. And I need to decide whether or not to keep on with this side railing here. Follow the contour of this cliff and box it in somehow. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna make a test. And then the big thing, or the main focus, has been this back entrance here towards this area where the dinos are stored. So this is yet again a circle in a perfect alignment with the center of this whole structure. So essentially you will be walking down this ramp here and be able to get out into this area. Thanks to Noclip I can do this, where I insert it into the wall for the nice transitions. And you can get an entrance here from this side where you can get into the base. I also made this circular podium here in the middle with the artifact currently on it. We'll see if I'd redesign this or not, but it's a nice little centerpiece for this section. I built this so that the tech would cover the metal underneath, so you can combine the circular things with the straight ones. You can have this pattern where the floor is straight but the walls are curved. This one right here is slightly below the foundations. But that's intentional also, because that means that the ceilings that comes from the actual curved bits or the circular bits will be exactly the same height as the regular ones, as you can see here on the inside. You still see the edges of it, but it's completely flush. Okay, the back side of the base. Almost done. It's almost done. I chose not to connect this to the main pillar. I went for this circular theme over here. I've been mixing materials and putting these ramps, inverted ramps up top. The pattern is completed all the way up top. It looks like this from above. I've connected the whole ceiling to this section here. I will probably add some more details here in the end, but the main structure is completed the way I want it to be. It's a mix of tech and metal down here. These two high walls of metal goes around the whole base, basically. All the way behind there and over here. With some windows mixed in between, of course. All the way around. Just to add to the consistency of things. I've broken the pattern up there in the middle of the circle a bit, but other than that it's the same. These types of sloped roofs goes well with the ramps that are on both sides, which also combines with this main slope in the environment around it. It works nicely when you see it from afar. It blends into the landscape well. It looks as if it's supposed to be here. They're not the exact same angle, of course, but it has the same kind of theme. I built a little bit more on the roof as well. These windows also go all the way around the base, except on the front, of course, but also on that side. And I have this little section up here. It was a little bit too boring up here, and I wanted to tie this piece together with the piece back here. Just add a little bit of extra. Here it looks more or less the same since last time. Added some entrances here and half slopes. We have a way inside the base. I wanted these ones to be able to shine all the way down here. So the Tek bridge here is actually, you know, on the same exact location as these ones, all the way up, including these windows up here. I could have put glass there, I guess, but I tried how I wanted it to look on this side with storage inside. You can see it through all the way down. It's not that practical, but it looks kind of interesting, especially from above. If you look here, you can see all the way down to the Tek bridge, and also see all of the storage parts. I like this, looks nice. Next up is to trying to figure out the last part of this. I will try and keep it fairly simple, but I need to include a greenhouse here somewhere. We'll see how that turns out. Probably also an entryway somehow, because this section here became kind of tight, so you cannot really bring large dinos inside there. You need some kind of way to walk them inside from this part as well. Okay, we're closing in on the last bits and pieces here. I did some various decorations on this part. It's been a long session since last time, so I'm not really sure what I showed or didn't show last time. I've been spawning in some more dinos here. Added some railings. And I have some mechs here, just to see how many that could fit. Then they do fit into this teleporter actually, even though I have this little bit of a ceiling on top. Inside of here there's some enforcers, and just to plan how I should have all the dinos. This space here is also good for storing dinos. And I also made some more railings here, and of course this greenhouse. It looks nice, I think. It's a circular one. I tried to make it work properly, but I messed up because I placed it underneath this cliff here, so the reservoirs won't fill up properly. But I figured I'll go ahead with it anyway because it's just a showcase build. But if you do this, then don't place it underneath, or it won't work. This is how it looks from the inside. Looks nice, I think. I did an open pipe layout this time. I usually try and hide these as much as possible, but in this case I try to display it more prominently in the middle here. Works fine, besides the fact that the reservoirs don't have any water in them, of course. But it will keep it watered if you build it in a normal location without that cliff on top. So out here you see it's a semicircle, and then it transitions off into this one, which I kept simple. I'll probably add some windows for the finished result. But the rest of the base is fairly done. All that's left is some minor details and the interior, of course. I'm not going to do any more of these update videos. The next video I will be recording is the actual showcase video. So anyway, these tech bridges here kind of frame this area, which I intend to use as a crafting area, where I can fit all the most necessary stuff. These two hallways can keep some more of the bigger stuff, like the tech replicator, and also some fridges and stuff, and dinos of course over here. Up here I intended to have some storage and also flying dinos, where you can get in this way from downstairs. You can just fly up if you want to, but also get out this way, of course, if you wanted to. Alright, so that concludes this build progress video. That was the last video I shot, and this is all the material that I did. Please let me know if you think that this format is interesting, so I can use it in the next build that I do, rather than just doing the speed builds. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.